dientes esta mañana?
No te entiendo nada, Siobhan.
¿Por qué no me entiendes?
Porque creo que no se dice así.
Bueno, en inglés sí se dice así, ¿ok? Nosotros decimos literalmente me lavo o me cepillo mis dientes
Vale.
cada mañana, ¿ok? Mis dientes, tus dientes, sus dientes, nuestros dientes, vuestros dientes y sus dientes, ¿ok? Porque aunque en español os referís a los dientes como algo no personal, ¿no? Los dientes, nosotros tenemos que especificar que son mis dientes.
Que son
dientes.
los vuestros.
Los míos, exacto, ¿ok? Entonces, ¿cómo dirías tú en inglés? Él cepilla los dientes cada mañana.
He brushes his teeth.
Tercera persona del singular, por favor.
He brushes his teeth every morning.
Good. ¿Y yo?
I brush my teeth every morning.
¿Y tú?
You brush your teeth every morning.
¿Y ella?
She brushes her teeth every morning.
She brushes her teeth every morning. Una vez más, por favor.
She brushes her teeth only every morning.
Good. Teeth siempre se expresa o se suele expresar en singular, ¿ok?
Okay.
She brushes her teeth every morning. Muy bien.
I love Vaughan. Tell us why you love Vaughan in a video y gana un Daytown por la cara. Cuéntanos en un vídeo por qué te gusta Vaughan y gana un Daytown por la cara. Grábate un vídeo contándonos por qué estás in love with Vaughan, enamorado de Vaughan. Súbelo a Twitter con el hashtag LoveVaughan, lo ve Vaughan, mencionando a @Grupo Vaughan. Anunciaremos el ganador el día 17 de abril. Good luck!
¿Qué es Daytown? Es un Vaughan Town concentrado en un solo e intensísimo día de inmersión en inglés, únicamente en inglés. Vivirás una experiencia única de 10 horas de contacto con el idioma en un hotel de lujo. Pasarás el día con angloparlantes de todas las partes del mundo, conociendo a gente de lo más interesante y practicando tu inglés en situaciones de comunicación reales. Te sorprenderás con todo lo que puedes avanzar tu inglés en un solo día. Daytown. Y el desayuno y la comida están incluidos. Que hablar inglés da mucha hambre. Puedes asistir a Daytown, Barcelona y Valencia 21 de abril, Madrid el 28 de abril. Si quieres más información sobre las inmersiones de Vaughan, llama al 911335833 o infórmate en tu delegación más cercana, también en grupovaughan.com.
Campamentos de inglés sin salir de España. Tus hijos hablarán inglés divirtiéndose, siempre acompañados de nuestros monitores Vaughan. Realizarán talleres, actividades, veladas nocturnas y todo ello en inglés. 91 133 5832.
Los cursos trimestrales de Vaughan son ideales para gente que necesita resultados a medio plazo y a un precio asequible. Descúbrelos en grupovaughan.com. Aquí comienza Inglés Online TVE.
Hello, friends. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program. Inglés Online TVE is the show. Inglés Online TVE. You can connect. You can join the fun today at Inglés Online TVE on YouTube. We're live. We're streaming on YouTube. We're on the World Wide Web, everybody. You can tune in as today we explore class number 66 of the course from Televisión Española, and you can see that every day for free. No cuesta nada. It's completely free. You can see it every day at 7:30 on Channel 2 if you live here in Spain. Otherwise, you can find it on YouTube, Inglés Online TVE, or TVE, as you say in Spanish. And we do have people populating our chat already. Raquel joins us. Hey, Raquel says, hello. Hello, Raquel. How are you? Antonio says, hi, good Monday. Hi, Kyle, good Monday. And hello to you, Antonio. And our friend Escamilla, Oscar, says, hello, Kyle. And so, yeah, thanks for connecting, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm joined once again this week by our good friend Juanjo is with us today for class number 66. And we got lots to talk about. Feel free, right? Feel free to ask any questions. Hacer preguntas. En inglés preguntamos preguntas. We ask questions. So feel free to ask any questions you may have in the chat on YouTube. And Raquel says, fine. And you? Muy bien. ¿Y tú? Pues yo fenomenal. I'm good. I'm having a good day here. And, yeah, exactly. So anyway, let's get things started. Ask questions as you like. Actually, before we begin, there is a question from my previous show. I do the Drive Time show, which you may have been listening to here on Vaughan Radio. And Jesus, let me see here. Who had the question? Yes, Valentino says, Kyle, could you please tell us the difference between people and individuals? Well, I think it's like gente y un individuo. You say that. Es un individuo que he's an individual. You could se puede decir eso, no? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like in Spanish. People and an individual. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a fine difference. But I think people are individual in that they have their own freedom and their own rights and they can make their own decisions. But so individual sort of gives this idea of independence, I guess. But it's kind of a very fine point. Okay. Let's see here. Good evening, Kyle. I can read your T-shirt that you're from Cuenca. Yeah, that's right. It says Cuenca. Cuenca Athletic Department. Aquí estamos. Aquí estoy. De Cuenca, claro.
Tiene muy buena pinta, ¿no?
Eso es. Claro que sí. Valentino. Hey, Kyle. Chema says, hey, Kyle, can you repeat for places the difference between in and at? Ooh. How much time do we have? Well, I gave the idea of being in, emphasizing that you are inside. I'm in the office. It's raining. It's a good thing I'm in the office. It's a good thing I'm inside. But if I'm down on the street and I'm al lado de la oficina and my friend outside beside the office and someone calls me and I'm talking to my friend who's standing there smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke, so I don't do that. But I'm standing outside talking to him. Someone calls me, Kyle, where are you? I'm at the office. I'm not physically in the office. I'm standing outside, but I'm at the office. Someone calls me now, where are you? I'm at the office. It's true, I'm at the office now. I'm at the radio studio because I'm at a location to do something, right? To be at a place. I'm at the office. I'm at work. Someone calls me. What I don't like is when the phone company calls me to try to sell me a plan. Oh, how much do you pay for your ADSL? ADSL. ¿Cuánto pagas al mes? And I say, look, I'm at work. I don't want to answer your questions right now because I'm at work. Estoy en el trabajo. I'm not going to say I'm in work. I'll say I'm at work. I'm in the office. True. But I'm emphasizing. So when you use at, it sort of implies that you're at a location to do something, typically. There are a lot of fine points, but I can't really get into them. But I like this idea of this sort of request show. A lot of people are asking questions here. Olja says, hello, everybody. Waiting for a new class. Yes, and I will get to the content in a minute. Can individual be pejorative? I don't know what pejorative. I don't know what that means. Dudonel says, hi, Kyle. With this program, I am in the ball. I'm having a ball, right? Pasándolo muy bien. No, sorry about that, Valentino, but I'm not sure what you mean. Pejorative? I'm not sure what that means. Figuenas says, hello, Kyle. Good job, teacher. Well, I'm just getting started. Let's see. Hopefully things go well today. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's begin with today's beginner content.
Nivel básico.
Beginner content, everybody. This time next... Oh, no. There aren't any sausages. No hay salchichas, pero hay pescado. You open up the fridge. Hey, what do we have to eat? No hay salchichas, pero hay pescado. There aren't any sausages, but there is some fish. So this is the idea here is we're practicing with the uncountables and the countables, right? So the other day I had this glass. Remember this? I had a glass and I said, there isn't any water. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour some water in here. And there's some water. So before there wasn't any, but now there is some. So even with fish, there is some fish. There's some fish, uncountable. There's some fish. There's a lot of fish in the ocean. There's some fish in the fish tank. But then you could count and say, well, there are 10 fish, right? There aren't any sausages. There aren't any sausages. Salchichas. There aren't any sausages, but there is some fish. Okay? And fish vocabulary is interesting because I think I come from a fishing community on the East Coast, on the Atlantic coast of Canada, and I don't know. I know some fish vocabulary, but in Spain, I think people have a very broad base of fish, and especially seafood, vocabulary. People say, oh, eso no es una gamba, es un gambón, o es un no sé qué. And I say, wow. For me, it's all shrimp. I don't know all the difference. Es un cangrejo. Oh, eso no es un cangrejo, es un no sé qué. And they know a lot of these different vocabulary, but I don't know all these different terms. You do have, snow crab, king crab, different types of shellfish. And by the way, you have shellfish and you have seafood. Anything that basically comes out of water is seafood. A salmon, that's seafood. Lobster is seafood. Now, lobster is shellfish, and it's also seafood. But a salmon is seafood, but it's not shellfish, porque no tiene concha. Shell, eso es concha. Como cáscara, concha. You have the hard outer layer as a shell. So shellfish, something that has a shell and lives in the water. But seafood is anything that comes out of the water. So shrimp is seafood. Lobster, mussels, mejillones, right? Almejas, clams, all of that is all seafood. So there aren't any sausages, but there is some fish. There's some fish. Now, you could also count fish. There are 2 fish in the tank. 1 fish, 2 fish. We don't say fishes, we say fish. But we often treat it as uncountable. We say, oh, bunch. Look, there's some fish over there. There aren't any sausages, salchichas, sausages. But there is some fish. That's the first sentence for the beginner content. Now, people are writing in. Dudono says, let's see, Valentino, pejorative or pejorative. Yeah, pejorative. I've never heard this word in English, but yeah. Pejorativo. Apparently it must be pejorative because several people are writing in, but I've never used that word in my life, but with negative connotations. Okay. So the question here was, could individual be? No. Does it have negative connotations? No, I don't think so. Okay. Peyorativo. Right? Peyorativo? Yeah. Pejorativo. Thank you. Yes. But anyway, does it have negative connotation? No, it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not sure what the inspiration for that idea comes from. But no, I don't think it does, Valentino. I do not believe it does. Okay, let's go ahead with today's intermediate content.
Nivel intermedio.
Intermedio. This time next week, I'll be flying to Santa Lucia. Believe it or not, on my honeymoon, mi luna de miel. ¿Lo sabías, Juanjo? Mi luna de miel, la semana que viene, y voy a Santa Lucia. No, it's not true. Es nada más que una frase, pero bueno, pero suena bien, ¿no? Yes, this time next week is like saying a esta altura. De la semana que viene, we say at this time next week or by this time next week. Well, they're different though. At this time, at is punctual. By is before. Or by this time next week. Or at this time, or simply this time next week, I'll be flying to Santa Lucia. You know, flying. Ir en avión. Volar. I'll be flying. Look at that, everybody. It's the future conditional. Not a tense we get to use every day, especially in Spanish. But in English, we do use it very often. I will be flying. 2 hours. Right now, I'm on the radio, but 2 hours from now, I will be relaxing at home. Yeah. Next Saturday, at this time, I'll be relaxing at home. I'll be watching a movie. I'll be taking it easy. And this time next week, I'll be flying to Santa Lucia on my honeymoon, mi luna de miel. Viaje de novios, ¿no? My honeymoon. It's like saying a esta altura. Para este momento en el futuro, you know, and we use this future continuous. We often have the structure as well. I will. We can use the future perfect. I will have. So, for example, I know Fitz. Present simple. I know Fitz. I have known Fitz for 14 years. By this time next year, I will have known Fitz for 15 years. I will have known Fitz for 15 years. It's true. I know Richard Vaughn. I've known Richard Vaughn for 14 years. That's true. By this time next year, I will have known him for 15 years. This time next week, I will be flying to Santa Lucia. I'll be sitting in an airplane. I'll be flying. By this time next week. Now, Antonio says, congratulations on your marriage, Kyle. It's actually not true. It's the intermediate sentence from class number 66. I'm actually not married. Let's see what people are saying here. Marcel says, hello, my friend. Finally, Real Madrid won. What's your favorite baseball team? My favorite baseball team is the Toronto Blue Jays. And they've just started the season. They're doing pretty well. Not bad. A school of fish. Yes, Valentino, correct. A bunch of fish together is called a school of fish. That's right. Belen says an idiom with fish. There's plenty of fish in the sea. That's true. Sea, it should be S-E-A. There are plenty of fish in the sea. It said to cheer someone up. Don't worry, there are a lot more out there. There are plenty of fish in the sea. You'll find someone else. Don't worry. Everybody goes through breakups, right? We've all been there. Everybody's been through a breakup, right? It's important to realize there are plenty of fish in the sea. You'll meet someone new. It'll be all right. Figueñas says, nice to see your face, Kyle. Well, thank you. Our old friend Dudonel is back, and he says, Belen, this is an idiom with fish, like a fish out of water. A fish out of water is another good idiom, another expression, which means when someone is uncomfortable with their surroundings. Like if I am When I play football, I'm like a fish out of water. I'm not good at football. It doesn't come natural to me. I'm like a fish out of water. I am good at ice skating, however. But I have a lot of friends who aren't good at ice skating, and when they go ice skating, they're like fish out of water. But for me, I've practiced it a lot, so I'm comfortable with it. So to be uncomfortable with something is like, I mean, imagine a fish. You take him out of the water, you put him on the table. He's not comfortable, right? So like a fish out of water means someone is uncomfortable. Let's see. Dudonel. Oh, yes. Chema says, Kyle, did you meet Richard Vaughan in Spain? When did you arrive here in Spain? Okay, I'll answer that question. Yeah, I arrived in Spain 14 and a half years ago. And I met Richard Vaughan. That's true. I did. And I'm probably one of the few people that was hired directly by Richard when we met. And I never had a job interview. He just hired me. He said, why don't you work for us? And I said, okay. And I started working. Let's see. Valentino says, I can see now that you like when people wave to you, thinking that they're waving back at you, whereas it's just the way you communicate with Juan Hortino. Yes, no. When I'm waving, you see, there's a technical thing going on here. I do wave to people in the stream. I'm waving to you right now, to Valentino, to Belen, to Maria, to Antonio, to all these people. Hello. But I also, when I look up, it's because my technician, Juanjo, is above. There's a camera there and a screen, and I can see him above. So I do have certain ways of communicating with him. So I often do that we have a little bit of visual communication, which before when we're not doing these live streams is maybe more, is a sort of communication that we developed. But now the live stream, you can see me doing it. But hey, it's all part of it, documenting the true Vaughan Radio experience. Okay. Let's move on, everybody, our intermediate sentence. This time next week, I'll be flying to Santa Lucia on my honeymoon. A esta altura. By this time, or at this time next week. But let's move on, everybody. Let's push forward to today's advanced content.
Nivel avanzado.
Nivel avanzado. As the day went on, things got stranger and stranger. As the day went on, like the more time passed, cuanto más tiempo pasó, con el paso del tiempo, con el paso del día, ¿no? As the day went on, things became stranger and stranger. Stranger and stranger is like saying cada vez más raro. I drove faster and faster. I was late. I realized I was late, so I drove faster and faster. I was worried about arriving late, so I drove faster and faster. I was getting hungry, so I went home. I drove faster and faster to get home. Cada vez más raro, cada vez más rápido, cada vez más grande, bigger and bigger. When I exercise, my muscles get bigger and bigger. My body gets stronger and stronger. The more you study, your English gets better and better. Cada vez mejor, better and better. Right? The more I listen to it, the more I listen to Vaughan Radio, the more I like it. Cuanto más me escucha, más me gusta, no? The more I listen to it, the more I like it. The more I listen to it, the better my English gets. My English keeps getting better and better. Cada vez mejor. Better and better. So here, as the day went on, things got stranger and stranger. Con el paso del tiempo, as time passed, as the day went on, as the day progressed to go on, Belen says, as the day goes on, I feel drowsier and drowsier. That's a good example. Give us some examples, everybody, in the chat. Who's in the chat? Like, give me some examples. Belen says, as the day goes on, I feel drowsier and drowsy, which is true. Drowsy is a way of saying tired. I'm drowsy. D-R-O-W-S-Y. Drowsy. Great adjective. And the comparative, drowsier and drowsier. Cada vez más cansado, right? Drowsier and drowsier. Dudonel says, the more time passes, the more I get older and older. Well, cuanto más, we would typically say, the more time passes, the older I get. Okay. The faster I drive, the sooner I arrive. The more I eat, the more full I feel. The more I smoke, the less healthy I am. The more I drink, the drunker I get. The more I eat, the more full I get. The faster I run, the sooner I get to the door. Right? Cuanto más, más. But that's a slightly different structure from this. Here we have the as the day, con el paso de, as the day went on. As the day went on, things got stranger and stranger. And here, to get is like to become. Llegar a ser, no? To become. As the day went on, things became stranger and stranger. Okay. Chema says, drowsier. I've never heard of that. It must be at least a B2 level. Yeah. Drowsy. Nice word. Belen, bringing in the adjectives today. I like that one, Belen. Thank you for that, sharing that word with us. Drowsy. That's a good one. I'm drowsy. Tired. But no, that's not true. I don't feel drowsy. I don't feel tired today, but it is a great adjective. I like that one a lot. Right? Okay. We only have, oh my gosh, we only have 90 seconds left, everybody, but I have to quickly review. Vamos a repasar. It's class number 66. Let's do a quick review. Beginner. There aren't any sausages left. There aren't any sausages, but there is some fish. I guess I didn't have to say left. Left is like, que quedan. There aren't any sausages left, but there is some fish. Oh, good. So if you're hungry, you're welcome to it. Intermediate. This time next week, I'll be flying to Santa Lucia on my honeymoon. On my honeymoon. Mi luna de miel. Luna de miel or viaje de novios, you say, right? Honeymoon. One word. Honeymoon. Advanced. As the day went on, things got stranger and stranger. Cada vez más raro. Stranger and stranger. And Belen shares more on this adjective. She says, drowsy, drowsier, the comparative, and then the superlative, the drowsiest. Am I drowsier than the drowsiest man in Portugal? No, I'm not drowsier than the drowsiest man in Portugal. With an exercise like that, you can practice the comparative and superlative with adjectives. We're going to finish. Believe it or not, we're out of time. This has been class number 66. I thank you for joining me, for joining us, especially those of you who tuned in and connected with the chat today and made it a nice lively one today as we kick off the week with the Monday edition of the program. Tomorrow I'll be back with class number 67. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.